famille! Il va sauver la famille!
A friend talked to me about the book, and when I read it, I thought that it was really for him. It really reminded me of The Tenant and Repulsion, his earlier films, and so I gave it to him, and he really liked it. The thriller aspect really appealed to me. I like thrillers. And I've never made a film before with two main female characters. There's always been a man and a woman or two men. And here we have two opposing women. And it was really interesting, fascinating even. And there were certain components which I had broached in my earlier films, and it was interesting for me to come back to those aspects and that type of film.
Tu veux te faire passer pour moi? Pourquoi pas? Malgré les 2000 photos de moi sur Google?
Justement, il y en a trop, avec tellement de visages différents.
Mais tu dis ça hyper sérieusement?
Mais je suis hyper sérieuse.
When I was young, when I was a child, I was often really disappointed by adaptations of the books that I loved. Some characters would disappear, new ones would appear, the story was often very different to the story which I'd read, and here Olivier, from the very first stroke, managed to reduce a book which had about 500 pages into a script which had kept everything from the
Ma présence te pèse, tu
story.
n'as qu'un mot à dire et je pars tout de suite.
Pardon. J'aurais pas dû dire ça.
I'd like to know if the fact of acting in French gives you more freedom. Thank you. Yes, of course, it's my mother tongue. It's the language of my gut. And it really did make me feel much freer. I have worked a lot for years to get an English accent or an American accent, and here, to get back to my roots. Oh.
Well, I don't know. What are you asking?
I'm not asking yet anything. I'm introducing yourself.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I think a lot of it was written by Lynn at like 2 in the morning of like a Wednesday night before we started shooting at 6.
That's
So it was like virtually every day. It felt like there were changes and new ideas. There was a scene where I the guys come into the house, and I go down with a gun, and I'm holding a gun, and I said, this is ridiculous. It's like a TV show. I said, I can't walk around with a gun. And she's like, give me the fucking gun. And then she goes around, and it's like she tries it also, and she's like, yeah, that's not good. That's ridiculous. And so, well, then I'm just going to cut it like this, and let's not even do that. And so it was something that was like constantly changing, and it was really exciting to make a film that way.
Every day was so exciting. I felt we were pushing ourselves all the time, and yeah, like trying to go beyond what it was, and I think that's, you know, it felt like a really special experience for me, really. It was like, I was enjoying it so much every day, even though it was super intense and super hot, and, you know, didn't sometimes know what I was doing, you know, but, you know, it just was an amazing creative experience. Like, when you enjoy going to work, I mean, I'm so lucky, you know, so.
Question over here.
This is a strikingly original film, but it also feels like you kind of consciously evoke Taxi Driver in places.
Taxi Driver is probably, you know, one of the movies that really made me want to be an actor, and a particular kind of actor, so I'm sure that, you know, it's influenced me in some ways, but there was no conscious decision to do that. Airport.